BTech, I'm Basil, and this is being recorded on the Moto Z2 Play, so you can gauge mic and image quality. I'm setting myself the challenge of videoing the next 365 days of life as a technology journalist. So I'll be talking about tech a lot, obviously. This evening we've got the new Nokia launch. I'm on my way to the gym, kind of rushing to catch the train, kind of out of breath. But every second counts. New Nokia launch, hopefully it'll be the flagship. New Nokia 8, we'll see. That's what all the rumours are pointing to. Snapdragon 835 processor, fingers crossed. Let's see what Nokia does to differentiate.
Well, hey, the Nokia 8's here. Well, it's not here. It's been announced. It's official now, finally. So the Nokia 8 has a 5.3-inch screen. It's got a pretty sweet design, but it has a fair bit of bezel. It's gone the traditional HTC U11 route rather than the bezel-less Samsung Galaxy S8 route, for example. What that means, 5.3 inches, fairly decent-sized phone, available with two finishes. You've got a highly shiny finish and a more matte finish as well. The shiny copper just looks so good. Another parallel with the U11, the shiny copper looks kind of like the Solar Red U11, two of my favorite finishes on any phone right now. And so in addition to that, you've got all the usual ports around it, including a headphone jack. It's IP54 rated, so that means it's splash proof. It isn't waterproof though, or splash resistant at the very least. You've got a USB-C at the base of the phone, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top, all the buttons on the right, and you've also got a SIM card slot and a micro SD card slot as well. Now the SIM card slot's going to be dual SIM in certain regions too. What's really nice about it from the offset is that the screen looks super bright. It gets up to 700 nits. That's like the brightest I think's available on any phone, but I might be wrong. Either way, you shouldn't have any trouble viewing this thing outdoors. When you're talking about the rear camera, you've got two. One's 13 megapixels, full color RGB, and the other's 13 megapixels, but this time it's monochrome. Now the benefits of monochrome photography are extensive. They're awesome, like they're sharper shots, better in low light, and you can shoot native monochrome, which is good. As for the front camera, deja vu, it's also a 13 megapixel RGB sensor. All of these have f2 lenses as well. The user interface is so stock when it comes to like the Android experience, with the only exception being that camera UI. Nokia supplemented it with manual modes, and there's also something cool which allows you to live stream to Facebook or YouTube, split screening your front and rear camera viewfinders so that you can see what you're looking at and you can also see yourself. So it's pretty smart. A few other firsts in the camera UI, which I'll delve deeper in my full review. Right, as for the rest of the UI, like I said, it's a really stock Android experience, and that means you've got tons and tons of app support. Multimedia support's going to be excellent too, and it'll handle gaming like nobody's business thanks to that Snapdragon 835 under the hood, paired with 4 GB of RAM. That's paired with 64 GB of storage, and like I said earlier, it's got SD card support, which is sweet for anyone who wants to bump that up. As far as bumping up goes, I wouldn't have minded a bumped up battery here. You've got 3090 milliamps under the hood, and that's hopefully going to last a full day. You've got a 5.3-inch screen, so it's going to be a pretty close call. But the Snapdragon 835 on the XZ Premium has been really economical, as has the U11, so fingers crossed it gets you through a full day. Generally speaking, I think Nokia is really looking to differentiate in multimedia, and there's also something called OZO sound recording. This uses the 3 microphones on the Nokia 8 to grab around a sound, so it's even better than surround stereo, and therefore try and make everything feel like the most immersive that it can. So fingers crossed, again, that works really well. Watch the full review, which will be up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll talk you through exactly how I find that. Make sure you fire any questions you've got about the Nokia 8 in your comments section below. Definitely the most premium of the Nokias. Is it worth the €599 asking price? Hopefully it will be. I mean, it's £100 more equivalent than the OnePlus 5, which is on paper better spec'd in a lot of regards. So in a nutshell, I'm impressed with the design of the copper version. The black version's good too, but the steel one, yeah, not so much. It's really going to come down to that camera and that battery life. So if you want to know more, keep watching BTech, then fire any comments in the comment section below and I will answer questions as and when I can. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Click that thumbs up button if you did, and if you like the channel, subscribe. It's how you are going to stay on top of everything that we do. Bye.